Sunday, April 4th. Easter Sunday. So happy Easter to everyone and your families. Hopefully you all enjoyed your day off of work, spending time with your family. And obviously celebrating the real reason for today's holiday. But I figured in this video I would finally do a walk around and tell you a little bit about my 2005 Ram 2500, or 2015 Ram 2500. A lot of twos there. It's the 6.7 Cummins, and this truck is kind of rare. Kind of rare. It's got the G56 manual in it, 6-speed. This truck is a tradesman package, but it's not totally stripped down. Obviously at one time it spent some time in Virginia. Truck is currently sitting at 76,387. It just went off. 76,387 miles. Again, like I said, it is a tradesman package. It's got the rubber floor mat, but it's not totally stripped down. It's obviously got power windows, and it doesn't have fog lights. G56 6-speed, and it's got the electronic 4-wheel drive instead of the floor shift. I had purchased this truck January of 2019, so I've had it over a little over 2 years. Being 25 at the time, and being single and no kids. I just got done paying off my last truck. So what was the smart financial thing I did? Go buy another truck. Get right back into another payment. I don't recommend that. You know, my old man told me, he says, well, you better buy your toys now. Buy them now while you're not married and you have kids. So I can kind of see where he's coming on that deal. But I had bought this thing in Kentucky, January 1st, 2019. The truck only had maybe 62,000 miles on it. It might have been 59,000 miles. So I haven't put too many miles on it in 2 years of owning it. The dealership said the fella that traded this truck in, I don't know if he used to be the previous owner of this truck, chime in. I mean, obviously, somebody had a switch for EFI Live in this thing. It's behind the pedal commander, but someone drilled a hole right here. I covered it up with my pedal commander. right now I'm assuming it's just got a single tune. But that's how I received it. It's already got a south bend clutch in it. But I had been wanting one of these G56 trucks for a while. And then when they announced in whatever it was, 2018, that 2018 was going to be the last year for a 6-speed, I figured, hell, I better jump on it while I can. I always preferred the tradesman package anyways, because I was going to use this truck as my work truck. I pull my car trailer with it mostly. But what caught my eye on this one is it was a tradesman. It was a tradesman. It had low miles. Some exhaust parts already fell off. And obviously 6-speed. So, and it wasn't white. You know, most of the tradesmen, a lot of the tradesmen are white. I didn't want a white truck. So this is the first black tradesman that I have seen with the regular cab long bed configuration. So I ended up buying it. Purchase price at 59,000 miles. I picked it up for 29,000 out the door. And as soon as I bought it, like 2 or 3 other people walked in the dealership wanting to take a look at it. So I mean, it was on Auto Trader for like 4 hours. I drove down the next morning to look at it. I drove down to Kentucky from Ohio, and within a couple hours I had the paperwork signed and we were going to take her home. Overall, first impressions of the truck. I mean, I like it a lot. The interiors are definitely a lot better in these 4th gens than they were in the 3rd and 2nd gens. I mean, they're still a little bit cheap, but they're definitely better than past years. Everybody asked me compared to I got an 07 LBZ Duramax. They're like, well, which truck do you like better? You like the Duramax better? Do you like the Cummins better? Honestly, I like the Duramax better. I mean, the Allison automatic is hard to compete with. And that truck, I probably pulled 35, 40 trucks over the years, cars that I parted out with that Silverado. I took that thing everywhere. And it's just rolled over to 100,000 miles, so I'll do a walk around video of it. I pretty much just parked it and use this one to tow my trailer now. The 6-speed's fun. The Cummins motor's great, especially after you let some exhaust parts fall off. Believe it or not, it gets amazing gas mileage really for as big as it is. I'm not going to be like this guy that says, oh, it gets 25 miles to the gallon, which it don't. But realistically, 17, 18 miles to the gallon, I think that's pretty good for a truck like this. But I always like trucks with the regular cab, long bed configuration. I figured, heck, I want a 6-speed coming, so I'll get one before they are harder to find, especially around Ohio. And this truck's clean, it ain't all rotted out or anything. So like I said, some things that are already done to this truck when I got it. This Tough Country bumper was on it when I got it. I kind of liked it at first. I don't know how I feel about it now. I'm kind of getting tired of it because it's hard to work on the truck. I mean, of course, you can, when I finished deleting the motor, or the parts off the motor, I sat on that for a whole afternoon. My back was killing me afterwards. But I just don't. I might go back to a stock bumper. But the bumper was already on it. It already had this leveling kit, this puck style leveling kit. Come on stock wheels, but obviously previous owner must have had some forces or some wide wheels on it, because both fenders on each side are cut. And then it had the exhaust with a muffler and a single tune to run it, and that's how I picked it up for $29,000 with 59,000 miles. So the first thing that I did to it is I bought these Anthem wheels. I mean, I don't know. It seems like everybody's got Anthem wheels for what they charge you. These weren't too bad. I had the truck ceramic coated within the first year that I had it. You can't tell now, it's wore off, but the wheels have held up great with the ceramic coat. I think these are Anthem Gunners. I mean, it's been 2 years since I bought them. I think they're called Anthem Gunners, and they were 20 by 10s, negative 24, negative 12 or 24 offset. I don't know. They stick out a little bit. I got 35, yeah, 35 1250 R20 Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. Now these tires, for being made in Thailand, these tires are excellent. I don't care what anybody says. These Falcon tires, I've had really good luck with them. They're amazing in the snow, even though I don't drive this truck in the snow that much. These tires have been on this truck for 2 years. I've rotated them once, and look at the tread. I mean, I've put 13,000 miles on this truck since having it, so it seems like the tire wear is good on these tires. So if you're in the market for tires, these Falcon Wild Peaks are, I'll definitely be buying these tires again. I'm pretty impressed with them. So I put the wheels and tires. I did LED lights, LED license plate lights. That ain't nothing special. LED license plate lights, LED reverse lights. You can't tell, it's just the bulbs. And with the exhaust, it's a FlowPro exhaust, 5-inch, and it had the muffler on it when I got it. And I always prefer straight pipe, so as you can see, I had bought the muffler delete part and put the straight pipe in it. As for the engine delete parts underneath the hood, I had bought off Alligator Performance the FlowPro delete kit. I mean, you can still get them on eBay, like the eBay Chinese knockoff ones. But I bought like one of the last 2 kits left on Alligator at the time. They were just going to sell what they had left, and not FlowPro was done selling delete kits for the engines or whatever. Oh gosh. So obviously, as you can tell with the motor, some parts right in here are missing. way back in there. Up here, you know, I took the cover and everything off to make it, I mean, now it's got the more common 5.9 look to it, you know, even though it is, you know, it's a 6.7, but usually when people delete them, they take those covers off and then they make them look like a 5.9 instead of a 6.7. It ain't got that cover or anything on it. You know, you got your delete plate over there. Crankcase ventilation filter. So it really cleaned up the truck underneath the hood. I did have to last fall put 2 new batteries in it. You know, it's 2015, so they finally pooched out. So I got these Royal Kings. These were really expensive for what they were. I think it was like $250 for 2 batteries. I mean, it's been a while since I bought batteries, but I can't believe they were. You know, I was thinking $100 a piece, but evidently batteries have went up quite a bit. So I did the delete under the hood, put the wheels and tires on. I added this, deleted the muffler, put a straight pipe piece in it. I added the pedal commander. It's all right. All it is a throttle sensitivity deal. Whoever had this truck before me has kind of got cheap window tint on it, the doors. I've got that purplish tint. I'll have to redo that. When I drove this thing home from the dealership, whoever had this brow done, it must have been a shorter guy that owned this truck, because you see where the brow is right now. It's perfect for me. I'm 6'3", but he had his brow. It was half of the windshield all the way across. So that was about halfway into the 2-hour drive home. I got tired of staring through that brow and decided to rip that window tint off because it was so low, and it was 5%. But as I mentioned earlier, the truck already had the single tune. It's already got a south bend clutch in it, and it's already leveled. So at $29,000, I think I was ahead, because that saved me some money on what I needed to do, what I was going to do to it anyways if I'd bought a completely stock truck. Now, whenever I do my future upgrades, I don't know if I'm going to go twin turbos or second gen swap, single, but I'll get the truck retuned when that time comes. I'll start the truck up, let you hear it. Yeah, 76,387 is what it's got on it right now. So you can hear that rattling from the dual disc clutch, especially when you push the clutch in. So I've got some parts for this truck. I've got a Air Dog 165 with the bean sump. I got that sitting in the house. I got ARP head studs for the engine. I got the Banks Monster intake. I got that powder coated in Chevy orange. And then I got the upgraded intercooler pipes from Banks too. It's the bigger ones. I don't know, is it 3.5 or 4 inch? I forget. But I got the bigger ones, the bigger intercooler pipes. You guys know what they are. They're 3.5 inch or 4 inch, something like that. I also got those powder coated in Chevy orange. So I'll have that stuff to do sometimes in the coming weeks. Like I said, I don't know what I want to do to it really. I want to do something either twin turbos or a second gen swap. Give me some ideas in the comments. What do you guys think I should do? I mean, at the most, this thing, I pull a normal car trailer and I might tow 5 or 6 vehicles a year now. But other than that, I think that's it. I can't really think off the top of my head what else I've done to this thing. I think that's it. One thing I don't like about the truck, granted before I was still am, but I was a Duramax GM guy. And I didn't really keep up to date on what these trucks were. I didn't know the 2500s were coil spring setup, so when I drove to look at this thing, we got to look at the thing and I was like, heck, they don't even have leaf springs, it's got coil springs. I guess the only thing that I would change about the truck if I could is I don't prefer for the electronic four-wheel drive switch here, but it's all right, I could deal with it. And then I'd rather had a 3500 instead of a 2500 because at least it would, you know, had leaf springs in the back. But I'll probably get airbags. I had towed that Komatsu forklift of mine back from Bowling Green, Kentucky, 4.5 hours one way, and you know, it was like riding on the water the whole time with them coil springs. The truck did fine, the motor and everything, and the 6-speed. There was a couple hills, big hills coming back from Bowling Green where I had to downshift at a 6th, but it wasn't like the truck struggled at all. And that forklift is 5,000 pound lifting capacity, so it probably weighs what, 7,500 pounds, 8,000 pounds. So we'll see what will, you know, it costs money to do things, and I'm at the point in my life, 27, you know, how much money do you really want to throw into a vehicle? I'm more about saving money now than I am. When I was younger, I'd spend the crap out of it. Yeah. I've had a good job since I was 18 years old. I worked at ABF Freight, been there for going on 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. Got that job right out of high school. Did go to college, did get a 2-year degree, worked a little bit at Dayton Freight, but for being 18-year-old and really only worked at one place, place has been pretty good to me. If I had worked all the overtime I could have worked and saved every dime I got, I could have paid cash for a real nice house, but instead I buy vehicles. I bought that Duramax. I got this Cummins. And obviously, if you watch my channel, you see all the other vehicles I got. But I guess my advice to anybody, I guess my situation is I ain't married yet. I don't have any kids. So really I can afford to do all these things. My advice for anybody that was young, save your money. You know, granted, do buy your toys if you're young and you're not married, because obviously it's going to be more difficult to do when you get married and have kids. But don't spend every dime you got on a vehicle. You know, invest your money. Invest in a 401k. You know, the Teamsters, they got the pension plan. They just bailed it out, so supposedly, in theory, my pension should be saved in the future. But don't rely on, I don't know how this turned in. This was a damn video about a Cummins, and I'm talking retirement life plans or whatever. But don't, I guess I'll just throw this in here. Don't totally rely on somebody else for your future. Only you're in charge of that. So granted, yeah, you got a retirement from the Teamsters, but I'm not 100% reliant on it. You know, do your 401k, open up a savings account, work some overtime. But also, I'm saying, you know, enjoy life too. Buy what you want. If you want to buy a truck and soup it up a little bit, go ahead and do it. You only live once. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might it's kind of hard. I ain't got like a GoPro or a GoPro. I'm just filming this with my phone. If I had some sort of mount, I would mount you guys up and then take you for a test run. I might try to here in a minute. All right, we're inside now. I figured maybe take it for a spin down the road. Put my seatbelt on for safety. I got Crocs on, so it's kind of hard to shift this thing with Crocs. Driving this truck reminds me of like driving a semi almost. It's definitely got a truck transmission in it, you know, long throw. I mean, it feels like you're driving a semi when you're driving this thing. I'll roll the windows down, we'll go for a little spin. I don't know how well it's going to turn out on your end, because heck, I ain't got the proper mounts. truck's fun to drive. The 342 gears that come in these trucks from the factory, I guess they're all right. I would prefer it to be a 373 or a 410. But it seems with that mileage, that these trucks do get pretty good gas mileage. They were cruising about 55 mile an hour. It's changing up to 70 mile an hour right here. Like I said, I don't know how well it's coming in on that camera. I just got it sitting in the seat pointing at me. It might turn out because it's complete crap, but I'm doing my best with what I got. I do like the engine brake a lot, the automatic engine brake when towing. It saves a lot of wear and tear on my brakes. Plus it sounds cool. truck will run as fast as you can shift it, so. That pedal commander, I usually drive this truck wearing boots, so I got it set a little sensitive. With these Crocs, it's hard to ease into the throttle because I got the sensitivity turned up a little bit. But overall, the truck's fun to drive for what it is. And with the truck being modified, exhaust and emission wise, the truck's been perfect. I haven't had a single problem with it. So I can't speak of people's experiences when they keep them completely stock with the DPF systems and the DEF fluid. But I'll end this video here. If you want to know more about this truck or got any more suggestions on what I should do, leave a comment down below, and you know, give me a like, and if you like the channel enough, subscribe. I got some other stuff planned for this rig now that the weather's getting better. You know, we're beginning of April. I got the lift pump I need to install, the sump, I'll do a video on that. Head studs, I'll do a video on that. The Banks monster intake and intercooler pipes, I'll do a video on that. And then we'll decide what turbo setup we want to go, whether we want to go twin turbo or a second gen swap with a single. So hopefully that driving part turned out alright. If it didn't, I apologize. But I'll see you guys in the next video.